It's time for the film room, and on this episode, I'm going to take a look at Michigan defensive tackle Mazi Smith. Here is a player that was instrumental in Michigan making their second straight college football playoff, and one of the better defensive tackles in the 2023 NFL draft class that is getting some, mid-first round buzz. So if you're not familiar with what I do in these videos, I like to take a look at a prospect, their game tape, and highlight the traits, the things about them that will translate to the NFL, and so you get a better idea of what type of prospect in this case, Mazi Smith is. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get into the tape. Now, if you're going to be drafting a defensive tackle early on, you want a guy that's going to give you some pass rush upside. And you have that right here with Mazi Smith. He's lined up on the right side right here, shading the center. And at the snap of this ball, he's going to engage with the left guard. And he's going to do a little bit of a push-pull where he pushes this guy back and then pulls him forward, getting the left guard off balance, and then using his lateral agility to get to the side. Now, he doesn't finish with the sack, but he does force Sean Clifford to have to move. He has to move to get away there, forces him into a second reaction type play. And it's all because he's got that power and that lateral quickness to do so. Now, I'd love for him to finish with this sack, but what we're seeing here is a pass rush move in this push-pull, and then the lateral agility and the burst to get to the quarterback. And that's what you want out of your defensive tackles. You want them to be able to penetrate. You want them to cause havoc in the backfield. You like them to finish too, but this is the type of play that you get out of a defensive tackle you take in the first round. Now, we've seen Mazi Smith with a pass rush move there with the push-pull. Here he is lined up over here, kind of three technique, tilted a little bit, more maybe four eye lined up on the left tackle. And he's going to slant hard inside, and he's just going to use his power. He attacks right at that left guard, and he's able to hit him and push him off his spot to free up that edge so that he can come in. And yeah, he once again didn't finish with the sack here, but he forced Sean Clifford to have to move up in the pocket. Once again, make a second reaction play. We always talk about with quarterbacks, they have to be able to make second reaction plays. As a defense, you want to force them into that because it could cause them to hurry up, could cause them to make a bad pass. Him getting in here is causing Clifford to make this throw into a spot where there's three defenders. He's having to dump it off, then maybe hit an open receiver down the field. And I just love this power. He's able to just engage with this left guard, use that strength to knock him back, a step or two, and then get in this position. And yeah, he did get caught, but once again, he's getting that pressure. He's got a QB pressure. He got a QB hurry there. And a lot of times, if you can get that quarterback to move, especially out of the defensive tackle spot, that's a win. Now, if we transition over to Mazi Smith as a run defender, we see a lot of different things with his game. So here he is lined up, between the center and the left guard. And at the snap, he's going to engage with that left guard once again, but do a little bit of a swim move here to be able to get that tackle. And so you see it from the end zone view. He's able to just engage, quick lateral move, and the swim to get into that backfield. And when you tie those two things together, the swim move and then being able to move to his right, he's able to get into that backfield, lunge out, and help make that tackle, for maybe a half a yard gain. And it's all because he knows how to use his hands. He's got power in those hands. And then that lateral movement. So many of these defensive tackles that are deemed true run stuffers only, they don't have the lateral agility. They can engage, they can win with power, but they don't have that ability to move side to side that allows them to get off that block. They get an advantage with their power, but they can't get off the block. We see that here with Mazi Smith. He's able to use that power to win at the point of attack, but then he has the lateral agility to get over and to make a play on the ball. Now, I just showed you his ability to penetrate and to create a play in the backfield. Here against TCU, he's lined up right over here, head up on the left guard for TCU, Steve Avila, who's a lot of people are talking about as a second-round pick. And what I like here from Mazi Smith is he's got the ability to hold the point of attack. He sees that ball's coming up the middle, and he's able to shed off and make that tackle. And you see that ability, hey, I'm holding the point of attack, and this, in essence, this is a two gap. He didn't have to, the left tackle helped down, but he's in a position right here where he could move to his right as well. Now, I don't like that he's getting pushed back a little bit, but he was able to quickly get off that block. It wasn't like he's struggling to get off that block and happened to make the play. He was able to make a quick move to his inside to get off and shut down that run up the middle. And so we saw his ability in the clip before to penetrate and create plays in the run game. Here he's able to win at the point of attack and still come off and shed to make those tackles. Now, I've talked about Mazi Smith's ability to move laterally quite a bit, and that's what I like. When I watch defensive tackles, I want to see, can they make those lateral moves, because that's what's going to allow people to be pass rushers. What I love about this clip is Mazi Smith is lined up here, shading the inside shoulder of the left guard. And at the snap, he's able to make an explosive move to the outside to set the edge. And if that ball was going to be ran to the outside, he was there to set it, and he's in a good position to string it out. But what's more impressive, if you look at this, he's right here in this gap. Now, he is shading the inside, but he's in the A gap. And he's able to, at the snap, jump all the way out to the C. So he was able to jump two gaps out quickly and under control, which to me is very impressive. You could maybe see this out of a guy who is a lighter defensive tackle, but this is a guy that's 323 pounds. He's not a small guy by any stretch of the means. And this lateral quickness to be able to get outside there, teams that like to slant, like to loop with their defensive linemen, it's plays like this that it's going to get them excited and get them intrigued with him as a player. And finally, this last clip, what I want to show, there is some questions I have about his ability to anchor in and be that run stuffer. Here he is lined up on the left side, the right side, shading the outside shoulder of this right guard. This is along the goal line, and he gets a double team here, and he gets pushed back a little, which, a lot of people do with double teams. But what I like is he's right here. He's able to stick with this and still come off and make this tackle short of the end zone. And just that not quit in him. And, yeah, he got pushed back a little bit. The right tackle came down and helped the right guard push him back. But he's able to stick with that. He didn't give up on the play, and he was able to still get off that block to be able to make the stop on the running back, who was, looking to potentially – this running back, there's nothing right there. He's looking to maybe cut back right in here for the touchdown, and Mazi Smith was able to get off, stop him, and even stop him from getting that push into the end zone. Overall, there's a lot to like about Mazi Smith as it relates to him being a 2023 NFL draft prospect. He's got the ability to penetrate. He's got burst. He's got lateral agility. He's got some power. I would like him to be a little bit more stout at the point of attack. Double teams tended to kind of affect him more. A guy his size, 6'3", 223 pounds, or 323 pounds, you would have liked him to be able to hold up better against double teams, not get pushed around a lot. And he just got pushed around a little more than I would have thought. And so I like him in a variety of different defenses. I think if you get him penetrating, he could be a good nose tackle in a 4-3 defense. I think he could play in a 3-4. I think he's got enough lateral quickness. I think you can, and maybe it's just a little technique. He just needs to improve on because he's got the strength, he's got the power in that. There's some talk of him in the first round. This defensive tackle group, I'm not super high on. You've got Jalen Carter. He's going to slide down a little bit, so would that affect it? You've got Kalijah Cansey, who is more of a smaller attacking guy. And then you've got Mazi Smith, and you've got him kind of as almost that third guy. And could a team say, hey, we really need a defensive tackle, and he's a guy that goes in the back end of the first round? I know some teams have done a lot of work on him, like the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think he'd fit well within that defense. But I tend to think he's probably going to be a first-round pick, late first round. I wouldn't be shocked if he slipped and went to the second round. That wouldn't surprise me at all, just because, teams might go in another direction. And he's not, he's got a lot of traits, but he's not an overly dynamic defensive tackle. And I think that could hurt him and potentially hurt his chances of going in the first round. So that's going to go ahead and do it for this episode of the Film Room. Remember, the best way to get these is to subscribe. So if you like these and you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to get notifications whenever I do put out a new video. While you're out there, follow me on social media, draft_Brian. Doesn't matter where you get social media, you'll find me at draft_Brian. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Till next time.